Have you ever had to wrangle a client through 3 to 5 different pieces of software for your high ticket program and you just weren't sure what stage anything was in? Well, you're not alone. That happened to me as well until I found High Level. So what I want to do in this video is I want to show you how to keep track of your sales pipeline and your clients and to help automate all of it. My name is Pamela Dale, your GHL gal. Stay with me. If you're interested in learning this and walking along with me inside of your own high-level account, I've got a 30-day free trial. Getthistrial.com. You can go ahead, grab your trial, and work along with me. So one of the most beautiful things with High Level is there is a marketing CRM inside, and there's also a sales CRM. And for high ticket, we want to talk sales CRM. I never had anything with a pipeline before so that I could see like a Trello board, cards moving over. I had people in Calendly and then in the funnel, and then I had them over in the members area, and then I had the email over here. It was crazy to try to keep up with where everything was at. And sticky notes aside, right? It just, some of it got done and some of it didn't. And what I would love to teach you today is how to automate this so that nobody falls through the cracks and you know the exact state of your business at all times. So let's jump into High Level and let's take a look at opportunities/pipelines. I have built a very simple high ticket pipeline, and you can filter based on all your pipelines, and you can see this one right here at this time. So we've got sales calls. So somebody has signed up for a sales call. We've got a follow-up. We've got a paid, onboarding, and a check-in. Now, there could be many more different stages in here for you. And what I'm going to show you inside of automations or workflows is how to make this all work. So if someone signed up for a sales call, what I'm going to do under my automation is I'm going to choose that calendar to start as the trigger. So let's see if I have a calendar. And we'll come over here to calendars and we'll jump on calendar settings. And I have, let's do team calendar number 1. So let's go ahead and go back and we're going to go to automations. And I'm going to create a workflow. And the trigger is going to be that they have booked that call. So appointment status is going to be confirmed. And it's also going to be in calendar. And I'm going to choose team calendar number 1. So I'm going to put confirmed, and then team calendar number 1. Wow, this is fun watching these, I bet you, hey? And then appointment confirmed, team calendar number 1. I love to have everything really laid out. So this is going to be my I will probably call this high ticket number 1 appointment confirmation and reminder workflow. This won't be my best naming convention funnel for sure, but there's another training around somewhere on that. So the first thing I would probably do is I would tag them and I would add them on to whichever, well, let's just go with this one. You would name it appropriately, of course. And then as always, I will assign it to the user, and probably any user that would be, it might even be only if they're unassigned, because you may be having a round robin calendar where they get assigned. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move to update pipeline. Opportunity. I always forget how to create or update an opportunity. So the first thing we're going to do is put them on high ticket number 1, and I'm going to put them on sales call. And then opportunity name, I would probably pull contact full name. And then the rest of it, you could absolutely put a lead value in here if you liked. Just say each one was $3,000. And then here you could have your appointment confirmation. So we're going to send our first email, and this will be appointment confirmation email. And then what you could do is have your wait step, and then of course the wait would be based on the event, and you would wait 2 days before, and then you could send another email, etc. So that would be your confirmation and reminder sequence that will put them on that first stage of that pipeline. So of course, we always want to make sure that we save it and also publish, but it's not finished. So that's how we're going to get on that first stage of that pipeline. So anytime someone fills out that calendar, they're going to end up on this first stage. Now, you get on the sales call and, oh, no, for some reason, they have to follow up. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another automation, and the trigger on this automation is going to be pipeline stage changed, because you're going to manually change that one because you have talked to that person and you're going to put them into that follow-up stage. So the follow-up stage, this could be tagged, it could be assigned as well, and it also could be an email. It also could be an internal notification that says, okay, follow up with this person, right? Assigned user, follow up with this person, conversation. Or it could be an automated message that says, it was so great to talk with you. I'll follow up as per our discussion, right? So automation versus personalization, you absolutely will need to think that through. But this is going to be our follow-up pipeline stage. And then, of course, it's going to be, we started with high ticket number 1, so we know exactly what it is that's happening. Check the fields, everything. So we won't build them all out. I'm just going to show you how to monitor all of this. Okay, so now what we've done is sales. Okay, follow up would be the same for paid. Now, paid could be if you're creating an invoice or if you are putting them through a funnel. Maybe you're manually going to, a lot of my clients will manually add the credit card details on the phone into the order form. So this is going to be our paid workflow. And depending on how you take payment, you absolutely could use an order form. It could be manually moving things over, right? So it could be the pipeline stage change here as well. Or it could be, yeah, those are probably the two best ones actually. So then what you would do is you could send an email, you could send an internal notification to the rest of your team, right? You could say, okay, we have a new client, so let's do internal notification. And this one's going to be an email to all the users that says new client, woohoo, right? Kind of idea. So that's very, very powerful as well. So lots of ideas. So once you understand how these trigger, this one triggers by manually moving from opportunities, this card, over to paid. Now, once they paid, and maybe there's a contract stage, maybe once they've paid as well, they automatically in that workflow will jump over to the onboarding one. So inside of that customer paid workflow, what I'll do is after we send all of these things, we're going to add to this workflow, and we don't have it yet, but it would be our onboarding workflow. So let's go ahead and create that first. And over here, we'll create a new one. And onboarding. So this one, if it's being triggered from the previous workflow for paid, this doesn't need a trigger because the system is going to send them into this workflow. So this is going to be high ticket number 1. And this is going to be our onboarding workflow, right? So onboarding workflow, they're going to dump in here manually. What we're going to do is we're going to send our first email. Welcome to the program. This is our welcome email. And then this here as everything that you would want to say. If you have any forms to fill out, etc. If you have groups to join, if you have the next call, the link, etc. You want to add that all into your email. And then, of course, you can do the wait step and you can continue to keep what it is that you're waiting for. You could even put this if then. Maybe they didn't fill out the form, right? So we want the contact details to have filled out a form. So we want to be sure that we have added in that form here. So very, very powerful for the if then as well. I won't go through that with us today. We've gone through those a million times. If you haven't seen those videos, you got to keep watching. Okay, so onboarding workflow. Now, for brevity, I won't go through all of it today, the possibilities. But you'll notice that we then have this last one. This is a check-in. So once they go through the onboarding, so let's go back to the paid workflow for just a minute, because we now have that other workflow. So we're going to add to that next workflow, and this one's going to be our onboarding workflow. This one here, right? So we're going to absolutely add them into that workflow, and we want to know that that's what we're doing. And we'll do the same thing for this next one. So once they are in the onboarding one, once they've gone through the onboarding one, what we'll do is we'll add them into a checkup. So this is going to be high ticket number 1. It's going to be our client check-in workflow. This is a really great workflow. Again, this one's trigger is going to be added in from the onboarding. What we can do again is we can tag, assign to user, etc. But the first thing we want to do is send an email. So let's send our first check-in email. How is the program going, right? Now, you could have a wait step here of a couple of days. It could wait a week just to see how quickly do you want to check in. So let's go 3 days. Let's wait 3 days to start. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another wait here. Depending on how long your program is, maybe you want to wait every 30 days and you want to check back in again. So we're going to wait 30 days, but we've got a 3-day here. So we actually want this to be 27 days, right? So we're going to wait every 27 days because it's going to loop us, or actually, there's so many ways to do the same thing. Let's do 30. Let's do 30 days. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loop it back up to here, not to the top. So then here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a go-to. The go-to is then going to come back up to here, to here. There we go. I had to click on the email, not the plus. So now it's going to loop. How's things going, etc. Waits 30 days. Go-to, it's going to jump back up again. What? How powerful is that? If I would have had this when I first started, clients wouldn't have fallen through the cracks. I would have been able to grab those testimonials. I would have been able to get that feedback. I would have known exactly where everyone is in the system. Look, over here on the opportunity, the cards would move along here. All of the contacts that would have filled out that calendar would end up on that pipeline. So sexy, right? Absolutely. If you want to do this for your business, as I mentioned, you can join me. 30-day link, of course, down below, getthistrial.com. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Reach out.